Hello, everyone. Welcome to my front porch. I hope the background noise isn't too much. They're still doing work in the park across the street, so it's a little bit louder out here than usual. Just came out to get some better lighting and inhale some fresh pollinated air and listen to the birds for a few minutes. So I hope everyone is handling the social isolation as well as possible. I'll be doing some more videos for you all. I know I still owe you punctuation videos, but I'm sure you can understand how I haven't really had time to knock all of that out. But that's one of my projects for next week. So I got everything back to you all that was due on the 12th or prior. I know some of you are working ahead, so I'll get started on position papers. I'll start grading those on Monday, though please remember they are not due until next Thursday night. I've shifted out all of our due dates about a week, so we'll see what happens. So first of all, if you are lacking resources that you need to get your work done, please let me know. Send me an email. And I'll see what's out there. I know some of the publishers are making books available digitally. A lot of the companies that facilitate learning are doing everything they can to help us get through this with as much normalcy as possible. So, a few things from the assignments I graded last week. So first of all, position papers. Most of you are doing fine with your arguments, your two sides of the issue that you're looking at. The one place that I saw some trouble was with sources. Some folks didn't have 4 sources. Some folks only had sources to support one side of the argument. And some folks just used general stuff from the internet. Please be sure you are getting some peer-reviewed scholarly sources. I understand that that may be harder for newer issues, but for most of the topics that I had on the list, there are some peer-reviewed scholarly sources out there. I can help you with this. The librarians are also happy to help you with this. Remember that you've got the library chat, so even if it's late at night, there's somebody out there to help you. So in some cases, it's an issue of search terms. In some cases, people weren't going to the databases and were just doing Google searches. Please make sure that you are using the library's databases and looking beyond just news sources and just internet sources, that you're actually looking at some of those peer-reviewed publications. The other piece that I graded from last week, and I tried to be gentle with these because I know it was a first shot for a lot of you, the quoting, paraphrasing, and citing exercise. The first thing I want to point out, do not use citation generators, okay? Citation generators should be used like spell check or grammar check. They can help you if you are able to use them as a way to check your information, but they are not something to rely on. They should be a tool and not a crutch. To put it in the simplest terms I can. So make sure that you are actually creating the citations using the MLA guidelines. There are examples in your field guide. There are examples on the resource pages I've given you, and do the best you can that way. A lot of times when you use these citation generators, they're picking up incorrect info, they're putting it in the wrong order, they're formatting it incorrectly. If you've got the same information for the author, title, and publication, something is wrong. Okay, so make sure you are not using citation generators. I'm never going to ask you to memorize the MLA guidelines, but I do expect you to be able to use them. So the next piece, paraphrasing. So paraphrasing is when you take an author's idea, you retain the idea, but you use your own words and your own sentence structure to relay that idea. You should still cite it. You should still acknowledge that it came from another source. Some of you went in and changed words using a thesaurus or just switched every couple words. That doesn't work. You've got to really understand the content in order to paraphrase it. So you may have to read it a few times, then put it aside, attempt to paraphrase the content, and then check it against the original to see if you've changed things. So if you kept exactly the same sentence structure and changed some words, that doesn't get the job done, okay? With quoting. Quoting should be the author's exact words. It should be enclosed in quotation marks, and you should anchor that quote in a sentence. Do not leave a quotation alone in a sentence. Anchor it somehow. So it could be, McKercher says, and then the quote, and then the citation, which in that case would just be the page number. If you've introduced the author's name in the sentence, if it's 100% clear what source you got the information from, then you only need the page number if it's available in your in-text citation. So I gave feedback on all of that. I know that we need to keep practicing paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is hard. Like, it takes practice. You've got to fully understand your content. I know that it takes some time. So I want us to make sure that we're practicing with that now. Don't use online paraphrasers. Don't use don't use all this stuff on the internet. I'm trying to get you to learn the basics right now. And so defaulting to citation generators and using a thesaurus for paraphrasing isn't going to get you where you need to be. Okay. So I think that's everything for the moment. I'll get back to you with some punctuation help next week. Finally, I hope. If you have questions, if there are some things you want covered in videos in the meantime, please shoot me an email and let me know. Thank you for sticking with your work. I know that it is hard to concentrate. We're in strange times right now. I know a lot of us are cooped up at home with a whole bunch of family members. I've got a preschooler who is out of the house for a few minutes, so that's why I'm doing this video right now. But do what you can when you can. If you need help, let me know. If you need resources, let me know. Hang in there, and for a lot of us, keeping on with our work might be one of the things that keeps us somewhat sane right now. So again, if you need help, let me know how I can help. Take care of yourselves, stay socially isolated, but don't isolate yourself. Use your digital media to stay in touch, get out, get some sunshine. Hopefully your allergies aren't as bad as mine, and the pollen isn't too much of a pain. But y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll be back with more videos soon.